everybody. Hopefully, you had a beautiful, abundant Thursday. Let me drink some water. I'm not gonna lie. Even though I drink water before the show, after the show, I drink a lot of water. I drink a lot of water. But before we get started on today's special guest interview, right? I would like to give her a brief introduction. Is that okay? So, hi Cameron and everybody else that will be joining on this live podcast, right? So the reason why I wanted this special person to join the live is because, first off, she has a book called Thriving in Chaos. And I would really like to know her views on how to help an individual thrive during chaos. Right now, I have like a sore throat. So if my mouth or y'all can't really hear me, just let me know. It's because the side of my mouth is hurting. So I really wanted to know, could you really thrive in chaos? Like me personally, I feel like you can, but I would like to hear her views on why she wrote the book Thriving in Chaos. She's also a numerologist, teacher, speaker, coach. I am live. Sean, get out. So sorry about that, y'all. My brother, they don't care. But speaker and coach. She's an author of a book called Thriving in Chaos. And I would really like to know how it became about, why she wrote this book, and her views on Thriving in Chaos. And her name is Miss Gillian, the Wholesome Life Coach. And I'm going to add her on here. So look good.
Oops. Hold on. Let me turn my camera around. Okay.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am well, thank you.
I see we both got all red. Great likes. Look at that.
It's a Red Thursday.
Yes. It is also, I feel like it also like relates to what we're talking about, thriving in chaos. When I think about chaos energy, I think about Kali Ma. I think about like the root chakra, because a lot goes on in there, like periods and the pomegranate. That's what I think about. So it really sets the tone. So, would you like to tell everybody who you are and what you do before we get started?
Sure. So I'm Gillian Thomas, and I don't even know where to start. So um, I'm a holistic health coach. I help spiritual beings balance their lives. And basically, what that means is remember how to take responsibility for themselves and to tap into their inner guidance so that they can thrive, even though it appears there appears to be chaos in our environment. And then apart from that, I wrote a book called Thriving Through Chaos, which is a manual on that. The byline for the book is Be on Your Spiritual Grind so that you bounce back quickly from life's curveballs. And it was written during the pandemic, and pandemics too in parentheses. And I'm a Reiki practitioner. I am an attorney. What else? I feel like I'm missing something, but
Virologist, teacher, coach, virologist coach.
yeah. So
Wait, you do a lot.
for my
Aren't you a 7C? You get certified in all of these things. You do a lot. Look, you're a shaman.
oh my gosh. So I have a wide. All of that comes from me working on myself. So I do all of those things to remember how to thrive for myself. So to walk my walk and to help myself. And I'm a natural coach, counselor. I can't officially call myself a counselor because in this space, you have to have certain things to be able to call yourself a counselor. But in my natural stuff, I am that's kind of what I do. And so I find myself using all of the things that I'm doing on myself to help my clients. So I use numerology, astrology, Reiki sometimes, even a little bit of analogy with law. And it turns out that the book is the basis. I didn't realize it at the time when I was writing it, but it's the basis for what I am here to do. So, you know how you're going through life and you don't realize that you're in alignment with who you're supposed to be and what you're here to do until you get to a certain point. So what I would say to you is don't be too concerned about if you think that you're not there yet or you're not doing yet. Everything that we do in our lives eventually ends up lining up with what we're here to be and to do. So, eventually we figure out that we have always been in alignment, even at the times when it felt like and it looked like we were off. So thank you for inviting me. Kinda.
Your spirit told you to be here today.
Yeah.
Oh, Naya. Hey, Naya. So, what got you started writing the book? I understood you said that you started your book during the pandemic, but what got it to get going? Like, what told you to write it? And this is what people needed to read. What got you started on that?
Well, when in the year the pandemic started, I left my job, my then job, in the February before everything shut down, and I wasn't planning on going back, and I I was burnt out, really burnt out, and so the thing started, and people were panicking around me, and I knew some things that I could put together in a pamphlet, like what herbs you can use to stay healthy. People were concerned about 5G and things like that, and how they can protect themselves. I knew about certain things like what crystals you can use. By then, I was using um, certain things myself. And so I figured I'd put together a pamphlet and share it with my friends and family and whoever wanted to. You didn't have to do anything I said, but it could be helpful if you kind of gathered some of the stuff and kept it around you during everything that was going on to help to keep you healthy, because we didn't know how long we were going to be in that situation for. And about 3 months into me kind of bringing myself back from being in stress mode for most of that prior year and a few years before that, several years before that, where my job was concerned, I I started to put together this pamphlet, and it started to turn into a book. Started to receive the names of chapters, write about myself a little bit, and it started to unfold organically. And it did not fully materialize right away that year, because I thought that it sounded really weird. And who is going to want to read this? And um, yeah, so it sat for probably 6 or so months. And during that time, I signed up for, at the time it was SDA, Spirit Doula Academy. And I realized that there were other things like, in terms of how we're supposed to eat, and certain other information that I wasn't aware that I needed, that had to be in there. And so, and then I was reading other stuff, because I had the downtime, I was able to read a lot more than I had been over the past few years, and exposed to a lot of other people's information, not information, but a lot of other people who had knowledge or knowing that guided me to information that I needed to have in here, because it wasn't complete. Technically, it's still not complete, but it wasn't complete enough to be released. And not technically not complete, because there's always more that you can add, especially now with this shift that we're going through. So, but that's the genesis of it.
So you're basically gonna have a series like with your books, like how movies have series, different volumes. So Thriving in Chaos is like volume 1, and you have volume 2 with more information that you gained.
It sounds, you're saying it. I don't
I
know.
because you said you can put more information in there, and
No,
based off that you're enrolled in SAU, so I'm like you have a ton load of stuff that I know you can write.
well, in terms of updating it, I do know that I have more books in me, but I don't know what they might look like at this point. But this one, Thriving Through Chaos, can be updated, and I'm working on updating it to reflect current times, and to be more, to be less specific to a particular time in our history, and and also to reflect, I guess, a higher level of understanding that I have come to of some of the things that I've written before.
So, what are some things that you experienced in your life that was like chaotic, that was able to have readers resonate with Thriving in Chaos?
Um, well, apart from the usual, well, I shouldn't say usual, but we all kind of have childhood experiences that throw us off. So, throat chakra issues, root chakra, uh, sacral, well, yeah, the three lower chakras, low confidence, and so on, coming from um, being shut down, and and uh, and not feeling comfortable with expressing myself. But more specifically and more recent is the exposure to corporate America that kind of, well, stress for one, as a woman being in that kind of environment, I it kind of that whole separation makes the separation that starts in childhood even deeper. And
corporate America, like, what is that?
so working in environments where you are in environments like is either a and it's not only related to corporate America, but working in, I don't know if I can say matrix on this, but in matrix environments, period, where you are, you know that you're here for something else, to be something else, to do something else, but you have, we are programmed to be in, to have this job where you earn a living, get a paycheck so that you can pay your bills, buy things, and so on. And at some point, it starts to become, and now it's an even earlier point, it becomes something where your being is resistant to it, but you don't know how to break out of that. And it, I don't know if you've ever felt this, but you kind of feel, I did feel like a separation from myself. Ultimately, I would say the biggest thing that happened for me, being in that 9 to 5, and for me it wasn't necessarily 9 to 5 because I worked long hours as a lawyer, and so that made it even more stressful. And so it, you kind of have separates you from your, as a woman, separated me from remembering that I am a woman and how to be this feminine being. Became more like doing things, rather than, instead of nurturing myself and knowing how to do that, and how to be vulnerable and feminine. And so a lot of what the work I've been doing on myself since 2020 is to recover that and remember, put myself back together so that I am not, as a whole being, so that everything is balanced. So the work that I'm doing on myself turned out, as you know, you learn in this, in these spiritual streets, the work that, the issues that we have and the work that we have to do on ourselves often turns out to be the work that we are here to help um, people heal from. So in balancing myself, I realized that what I wrote about in Thriving Through Chaos is, and the work that I'm doing on myself is what I'm here to do in general. It's in my astrological chart, it's in my numerological chart. And so yeah, it's been interesting how the life has been unfolding that way.
So you was a lawyer, attorney, and all these things. So as a kid, was there ever a time where you wasn't able to speak up for yourself or defend yourself, and that's why you said you had like throat chakra throat chakra issues? Because I'm realizing and listening to you speak, I'm like, oh wow, I can see where um the throat chakra issue. So maybe something happened as a kid, and you also was a lawyer, so this is like defending people and standing up for people and using your voice. And now you're here as this shaman also, and you just got a powerful like resume. I'm just gonna say you have a powerful resume. I didn't even know these things about you. You know, I thought you was just a teacher at SAU. I was like, oh, she's a teacher at SAU, man. And I'm like, wow. So how did that occur in your childhood to where you are today, this powerhouse? You're a powerhouse. Aren't you an Aries too?
I'm not, but I have Aries in a prominent place in my chart. So I have fire in two prominent places in my chart. So so yeah, but in as a child, I sent you three photographs. One of them is with me as a child, three photographs to choose from. And at the point of the photograph where I'm a child, I was very, very independent as a child. And yeah, I talked
Yeah,
a lot.
you look very independent too, like you handling business. Handling business.
All right. So somewhere around that age, some things happened. I can't remember specifics. And so I decided, I became more of an observer than a talker. And the throat chakra issues, if you look at some of my earlier videos, even last year on IG, you can tell that I wasn't really very comfortable, even up to last summer. Working out my throat issues has been a journey through a whole lot of different things, including spiritual astrology class with Sister Myra, and ultimately being able to see myself, because I had an issue with, well, not an issue, but I used to wonder why people didn't see me, um, in the sense of uh,
Sorry about that. My
no
son asked me a question.
problem, no problem. Um, I used to wonder why people didn't see me, in the sense that I would say something and then the person I was saying it to wouldn't hear it, but the person closest to me would hear it and say it. And, you know, things like that would happen. And the person who needed to hear, who I wanted to hear it, would receive it, but they wouldn't, it wouldn't register from me. And through working on myself, I realized that it wasn't about people seeing me, it was about me seeing myself, balancing myself that way. And that helped with the throat issues. And as we learn, you've probably heard this, that the people who are supposed to be using their throat are the ones who are most either um, damaged early in life so that it's difficult for them to do it, or the ones who would rather not have to do it, who would prefer to be in the background. So I still would prefer to be in the background, but I know based on my numerology, I have to speak up. So here I am.
I was going to say thank you. Like, I love conversations like this because it shows, especially my viewers and people that come like reach out to me and tell me certain things. It's this you're a living proof testimony, walking every single day. That just because, ooh, I like that one. Just because something happened to you in your childhood, in your everyday life, you do not have to attach to it. You can still show up in your life as this powerful individual because what happened to you is like not you. It's not your identity, and you don't have to wear it on your sleeve like I'm a victim. No, it's not that. It's actually because I know it's kind of sensitive for certain people, but if you just shift your perspective on it
All right.
and see how you use it as a gift, this is like my purpose. Even if the individual don't become like a life coach or a vocal coach, they can help somebody else by having a one-on-one conversation like we are right now, even though we're talking to other people, they didn't speak. But having this
All
one-on-one conversation like we're having right now by using their throat, because the next person probably needs to hear this or hear whatever that person needs to say. So this is why I'm very grateful that you're on here today speaking about these things and sharing your personal experience, because I'm just like, wow. But I also can tell like how you're like really reserved at the same time, but you have so much wisdom. And I'm just like, I'm gonna pull it out today. Out today.
let's do it.
So like it was something else that came into my mind while you were speaking. I wanted to say it, but darn, it just slipped away. But it'll come back. It'll come back. But
Mm-hmm.
also, and I noticed too when we was in SAU and we was in Sister Myra's class, and you were
Mm-hmm.
starting to volunteer. You was
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, Shuni, let me get this one. Let me take the wheel. I was just like, I was like, oh my god, because Wisdom, when I joined the class, he was like, hey, you about to be in there with Sister Myra. She's a legend. Like, she might be gone tomorrow. I want you to ask all the questions and be a hungry beaver. So when he took that, I think Brother Panic had died. So I was like on go, like I was on Jeopardy, like me. So when you
Yeah,
did that,
you were really on Jeopardy in that class.
I know the answer.
Oh my
But
goodness.
I love that for you, because I was just like, dang, she right. I probably was going too ham. So when I see you speaking and stuff, I was just like, dang, she knows a lot too. Like I was happy to see that. It's still funny to this day. It's still funny because I'm competitive a little bit. I think I got Aries in my sixth house too, and I got Leo. I got fires in certain places, so I'd be like, I know it. But yeah,
Yeah, that was funny,
it was.
but it's all good.
Yes. So I also would like to talk about all right, so thriving in chaos. So how can an individual what do thriving in chaos look like? I like that one better. What do thriving in chaos look like?
So I like to say chaos is opportunity.
Mm.
Um, so,
Oh, but what if the individual don't see it in that aspect?
right. So thriving through, well, yeah. So it's a process to get there. It's like you said the word perspective just now. So it's about shifting perspective and changing your mindset. I was not, even as I wrote this book, even though I'm a peaceful person, I'm not generally peaceful. I'm not one to fly off the handle arbitrarily. and I'm pretty easygoing. Thriving through chaos has been a journey for me as well. So it involves, first of all, recognizing that you create your reality, the world that you're in. You as Shuni, me as Gillian, even though we're in this world together, we are in each in our separate realities with our own energies and thought forms and all these different things that make us up, our experiences that traumatized us and so on. And so it's a process of understanding or remembering that you create your reality, I create my reality. You're in my reality in the way that I pull you in energetically and vice versa. And so when understanding that when people show up in a certain way in your life, or when your life is showing up in a certain way for you, that it's because it's coming from inside of you. It's energetic. It's not them, it's you. And that is a difficult concept for us to wrap our brain around. And so it's practice. It's a daily practice of observation of your life and what's going on in it, and making a conscious decision to do what is necessary, take responsibility for yourself so that what is showing up from out there can, or what out there looks like, can shift into what you want it to, what you would prefer it to be. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just listening.
Right. So it's not it's not an easy process. It's because we're naturally oriented from practically from birth to believe that, or to think that somebody is doing something to us and that we need people to change. But the work is from the inside out, not from the outside in. So by being from the inside out, I mean working on yourself from the inside, facing the things about yourself, about myself that aren't so pretty. Because ultimately, all that is trying to do is help you. Because all of the crap that we go through to get to where we desire to be, all of those experiences are actually to help us to make progress in life. Because when you go through a certain event that traumatizes you, and you can take a breath and observe, look at that experience from as an observer, rather than, even if you reacted to it before and you got out of pocket and you cussed somebody out, or you reacted how you reacted, in your quiet moments, if you are really open to growing and developing in your process of, especially if you call yourself a spiritual being, the whole point of it is to remember that that experience is opening up, as bad as it might have been, is intended to open up in you something that is supposed to help you moving forward. So that when the next experience comes, you can look at it and go, at the most basic, okay, this happened before. Let's see something, or something like this happened before. Let's see how this plays out instead of reacting to it in a without thinking, without taking a breath. And after a while, because you can temper your response to your experiences, they don't show up in the way that they used to before. Because what you got from that experience, the first time, the second time, and by the third time, you were like, okay, I'm not going to react to that in the way that I did before. I'm just going to take a breath, pause, and observe this. Then that process that happened before is actively kicking in and helping you. I like to say that our shadows become our helpmate. There's nothing to be afraid of because your shadow self acts up because you're ignoring it. It's like a child that, let's say, I don't know, maybe a Gemini child who you're not paying attention to, who I'm saying Gemini because I have a Gemini niece who does not take, she also has Y in her name, so she likes to ask why. So that can probably be a reason for that. But you know, children who or people who like to be seen, if you're not paying attention to them, they will keep bothering you until, or you have children. If your child needs something or one of your children needs something and it's really important to them, until you pay attention to what that need is, they're going to keep coming at you. And that's how our shadow self works. Until we pay attention to what it is that we are trying to keep down, it's going to keep popping up.
Oh, that resonates with something that I seen today. So it was like these little kids, right? I walk with my kids. So I be walking with all the neighborhood kids. Obviously, I'm a life past 6, so of course I'm gonna be around kids. So, and certain little boys, right? Certain little girls, like I said nowadays. But you can see the chaos in certain kids. I was just gonna say it like that. You can see certain shadow sides of certain kids, and the fact that you said that had me resonate with something. I had a conversation with a little boy, and he was saying that he's able to hit on anybody. Let's put it like that. He's able to hit anybody, girl, men, babies, anybody. And I was just like, I was defensive. I was like, not my baby, not my kids. I'll knock you out for you. I had to check myself because he said it so boldly like that. Who you think you're talking to? You know, I'm there. Okay, right. So then it's clicking to me. I'm just like, dang, maybe he needs that attention. So he's outputting it by trying to bully other kids and hitting girls, hitting boys, and maybe he get bullied at home. Like maybe they beat on him, and who knows?
Right.
So when I think about that too, and my kids as well. Like when you said they'll keep bothering you, they will, because there's something else that's going on beside them where they need their attention at, because they don't know how to navigate like their nervous systems, their emotions yet. Who knows? And this
Right.
is why they, us outside of us, which we know we're the teachers. So that makes sense. And my son, he also has a Gemini rising, and he got a Y in his name. I'm like, dang, that nigga always asking about questions. He always asks me where God come from and how was Earth made. I'm like, bruh, I don't even know how the Earth was made. And I was like, God is you. And he's like, how's God me, mommy? I'd be like, dang, why are you asking so many questions today, son? But now you said because he got like Y in that Gemini rising. I'm like, oh my God, this play won't stop.
Yeah, that's probably that why he's showing up for him. Um, yeah, go ahead.
Oh,
Sorry.
it's okay. So showing up in chaos, other ways too, you guys, because this was also coming up, is like, for example, every single day you do the same thing, and then you start getting annoyed with the same routine, and now you're frustrated with yourself. That's another example of, life getting your attention. Like, hey, you need to change it up a little. You need to add some spice, add some sauce, some zest into it. Go dance outside for once, or go run around butt naked in your backyard, y'all. So chaos
Right.
can, like, also, maybe you just frustrated with cleaning up the house and you don't want to clean up the house today, and you clean up the house anyways, and now you mad. So your body will also, because this ties into what I was talking about in my early rising chat. So like your body will also, oh, her chaos beings, but your body will also inform you what's going on. So that's really amazing too.
Yeah, that's why Professor Melanie always says follow your promptings.
Thank you for letting me know, Shay. Okay. Sorry, that's what.
Yeah, because with that, it could be that your body is telling you to do something else. So if that's occurring, then you need to take a pause and listen to what your body is trying to tell you, to release that whatever energy is coming up. Because the whole thing about spirituality is breath, because um, spiritual is comes from a root word that means breath,
Mm-hmm.
and we know that without breath there is no consciousness. So the whole idea of spirituality, at least for me, is about being conscious and present, and breath helps with that, which is why I think breath work is an important part of so much that we do, whether it's yoga, exercising, a basic workout. You have to be present, you have to be.
Oh, my brother, my twin brother, is here, and he does not understand that I am live. He just wants to be extra. He just wants to be extra. Oh my God. He does not live here, folks. He's just visiting. I'm sorry, y'all. He normally don't.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. That's understandable.
Wait, speaking of that, so I just wanted to also elaborate like different versions of chaos, because some people can say chaos as in like you know the society and Donald Trump and all that other stuff that's in politics, like or chaos within the body and chaos within like your home space. I feel like it's different. Versions and layers of chaos that individuals go through on a daily basis. So, what are some advice and tips for a person that is going through all these experiences? Let's say somebody like experiencing homelessness right now. Let's say somebody just lost a job, or somebody just lost a child. How can they thrive in those settings?
Well, depending on what's going on, yeah, you mentioned homelessness and lost a child. I've never, I don't have any biological children, but I imagine that if you lost a child, there's a process of it's kind of difficult to say to somebody who lost a child that you have to buck up and um, even though it's true that nothing is a coincidence if you're a spiritual being, it is human. We are human beings and or spiritual beings having this human experience. And the human experience comes with challenges and uh, tragedies and emotions and human things. So it is natural to grieve and go through a process if you lost a child. If you become homeless, you have to deal with emotions that come with that. But what helps with, I'm going to say this, certain things we might not have to go through if we do this, if we go through this process of doing the work on ourselves and healing ourselves from the inside out, or getting to know ourselves from the inside out. It would be easier and a shorter process to get through those challenges like homelessness and losing a child and even with the political environment, which is definitely easier to process than for somebody who suddenly finds themselves homeless or losing a child. Um, so what I would say to if there is someone who is currently going through that process, um, to take the time to be human, but don't get, oh, what's the word I'm looking for? Not caught up in it, but don't get so bogged down and deep in it that you can't continue your life. Because if you consider yourself to be a spiritual being, you're here to do something. Um, you have, there's something that you're here to do that is not just specifically for you. Um, Generally, we're all healers, and ultimately, the process that that person is going through is in kind of informs what they are here to do. It's a part of that process of becoming who they are meant to be in this realm. So it's not for nothing. Um, and getting bogged down in that process to the point where you're grieving for the rest of your life means that you are not living your life, and um, not doing the process that you went through, whether it's homelessness or losing a child, justice. I don't know if that makes sense. And I hope it doesn't sound callous, um, because it's not a coincidence. And like I said before, we create our realities. We also come in here with knowing what can happen or what is going to happen for us, but we forget
Right.
as spiritual beings. I don't know about other, you know, people who might not be considering themselves to be spiritual beings. In terms of dealing with the current political climate, our environment in general, taking responsibility for yourself and understanding that you can change your environment just by changing your response to it can eliminate all of the chaos that you're feeling. Yeah, things will happen, and you'll have experiences that won't feel so good.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but when you work on your inner self and you are systematically peeling away the layers that are keeping you from what I am calling your pleasure chest, um, it opens you up to a space where you can quickly, like I said on the cover of this book, bounce back quickly from life's curveballs. So ultimately, life will throw you stuff
Mm-hmm.
because that is life. That's who we volunteered for. The point of it is to get to a space in your existence where it's not, where it doesn't throw you off completely. Because what I've found, what I have learned from my own experiences is that the things that happen to us or for us, the challenges that we come up against, depending on how you respond to it, it's like spirit is throwing these things at you to see how you will respond. And depending on how you respond, you will get the thing that you desire. So if, let's say, so for example, last year I bought a new mattress, and I guess since COVID, nobody delivers anything to your doorstep anymore if you're like upstairs or so.
Mm.
And so um, my mattress was left at the bottom of the stairs. It's just one floor, and I couldn't figure out how to get it upstairs. And so I could have gone off and done and just gone ballistic and reacted in a really crazy way, but I did not. And it worked out in a way where I didn't have to pay anybody to bring the mattress up. And then I was gifted an idea for something that I just had no idea was coming. So it's like, let's say you need money for a vacation, and um, maybe you're falling short in term. It's getting close to vacation. You're falling short, and a challenge pops up. Be careful how you respond to that challenge, because the rest of the money that you want could be in that challenge, and depending on your response, if you react and you go out of pocket, that money is not going to come through for you. But if you keep your cool and just breathe, spirituality, take a breath, and allow the information to come through on how to handle that challenge. And you get through that process, and then the next thing you know, a check is in the mail unexpectedly, or somebody gifts you some money, and you can go on your vacation. But if you had acted out of pocket, there is no way that money was coming through. So that's how being able to recognize that kind of thing occurring in your life, that's how the universe plays games with us to see if we really want what it is that we say we desire. Or
I like that you say that because, wait, let's go back to, I think it was politics or whatever. I should have said something, but I was realizing that while you was talking, I said, "Dang, you already passed the conversation." But anyway, so back to the politics first. That's a key point, right, y'all? So see what happened when you use your throat chopper. But yes. But for example, like what she was saying, like changing your perspective and shifting your perspective, right? You don't have to listen to those things at all. You don't even have to subscribe to it. And when it comes to the spirituality aspect, I feel like this is a lot of things that a lot of people can miss out on because they don't take the time out to just be open minded. For example, if you're a Christian, right? Jesus was open minded. He didn't judge nobody. So
right,
why can't, if you're just so about the Bible, I'm not saying all Christians are not. This is an example. If you're so about the Bible, I feel like you should be open minded and take a look into spirituality, the occult. Just because it's given a chaotic, demonized name, demonic not even bad, but okay. But a name that scares people, I feel like people should really take a look into astrology. And they use astrology. I feel like they use astrology in the hospital. Like, come on now. I feel like they use it when they describe the body parts. Like, come on. But I feel like if they take the time out to learn their names, learn astrology, metaphysics, whatever it is, that it can help guide you going through tough times. And when you're going through these tough times and having that blueprint, having that information about yourself, you'll be able to navigate how you go through life. Um, then with the politics, it's either do you want to be involved in that or not? Do you want to be angry and upset because some political party didn't win? Or you want to be minding your business because at the end of the day, I feel like everything already been planned out, everything already been laid out, everything's about how the game is being played, the rules to the game of what the politics game or the real estate game or the school game, whatever game we're trying to play, right? I feel like it's already rules that was already set, and they're just playing it out like as in like, oh, I didn't know, like, but you know thyself. I feel like if you know yourself, you're able to subscribe. Oh, bam, y'all like that one. Like the same way you subscribe to somebody's YouTube channel because it's a channel, it's somebody's energy, somebody's frequency that's calling out for an individual to subscribe because when two people come in contact, it's an agreement that we agree that we want to come in contact with each other. So I feel like if you're subscribing to that, that's you choosing. It doesn't even have to be chaotic. Some people probably see it as, oh, this makes me feel good. I love watching people debate. Like that's probably what they like. So maybe when they subscribe to that type of chaos, it's not chaos to them. It's probably like porn or something. I don't know, but because some people like that type of stuff. Like some people, that's why they had like gladiator fights back in the day. Because some people like watching
mhm.
their heads off. So
Yeah.
mhm.
uh,
tomorrow?
Yeah, some people like certain things because that's where their energy is, and I guess that makes them feel alive.
Mm-hmm.
And you said, know thyself or know yourself. If you don't know yourself, then you will be seeking things outside of yourself to make you feel, to help you to feel.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because exposing yourself constantly to things like that uh, evokes a physiological response. Your heart rate starts to go up, your breath shortens, you're yelling and screaming at the TV, so, or whatever it is you're watching or engaging with. So it helps people, I think, my perspective, to feel alive.
Mm-hmm.
I used to unwind in the really stressful days by watching. I had certain shows that I used to watch, and like on Bravo and so on, um,
What
and
you
network
about
TV.
married to medicine? I'm just like,
No, I didn't do Married to Medicine, but uh, one of the housewives shows and just random reality TV shows just to clear my head because you don't really have to be doing anything. But after a while, the shenanigans can get to you and have your body has a kind of a response to it. And that's fine, but for me, it after a while, it didn't make sense. Um,
I want to add on
and
to
I'm
that.
not knocking anybody who does who likes to watch their shows. Um, I'm just kind of using that as an example. If it has a response, if your body is having a stress response to the situation, whether it's politics, a TV show, or something, then you probably need to take a chill and go take responsibility for yourself and do some inner work, which is what thriving through chaos is about.
I used to watch a show called Bad Girls Club when I was like younger, and it used to get me so mad. I used to want to fight people. I used to be like, I'm gonna fight her whenever I see her. I'm gonna
I
fight
remember that show.
her. That show gets me so mad. Like, why would she do that? Yeah, so I feel you. Like, I had to like really. I don't watch that show no more because of that. But now that I know that it's scripted and stuff, like now that I know reality TV is all fake,
Hmm.
I stay away from it unless like my mom or my grandma watching it, and I'd be like, oh, what they up to? But other than that, yeah, I try to stay away from all of that stuff because it's all actors and they do those emotions out of you to fuel their projects, their dreams, and their realities. So like,
Right.
I
And
feel
they're doing their work. Meanwhile, you're spending hours watching that and not getting anything done. So
for real. There's nothing wrong with those who do like watching that stuff. Shout out to you
no,
guys.
no, absolutely not.
Yeah.
I'm
So
not saying I don't,
that
you know,
sometimes your
yeah.
spirit team will guide you to do it anyway. Sometimes your spirit team
Yeah,
be like, "Hey, watch this. You need to watch
because
this."
there's a message in there for you. So yeah, it all depends.
So another thing is like, what does thriving feels like? So if somebody wanted to identify like, hey, so oh my god, I'm doing a great job while all of this chaos is going on, but it's not really chaos. How can somebody tell that through in their body? Like, what was that feeling feel like? Maybe the wrong food.
So for me, and based on what, based on conversations with clients, what that can feel like is it's like even though you even though stuff might be happening in your life, you still feel like, okay, I can I will get through this. Or let me see, how can I describe it? The word that comes to mind is bliss.
Hmm?
The word that comes to mind is
Oh.
bliss. So remember I used the term pleasure chest before. So basically stuff can happen and you can still feel joy.
Mm-hmm.
So even though it might throw you off for a hot second, and a hot second can mean a hot second to a day to or so, but ultimately you come out, you still feel, you have this sense that, wow, even though this is happening, I still feel good about myself.
Right.
Or I still feel joy, and I can still feel a smile in me
Mm-hmm.
despite all of the stuff that's going on. That's the most basic way to describe it.
This is why I tell people to um celebrate yourself. Like, even if it's something so small, like do a little dance. Like, just because you showed up in an area that probably was tough, or if you see yourself in the mirror, like celebrate it, make it an event for you.
Mhm.
Because, even when you're having a tough time, you don't feel like getting up, do something nice. I saw this video with Bobby Hemmett, and it was about like love and relationship, but I felt like he was talking about couples, but I feel like it was like you can also make it personal. He was saying
Mhm.
that love, like making an event, like it's not just like a 1-2 and bam. So like making love to yourself as well is doing like small little things too, like making
Yeah.
your bed like nicely, lighting a candle, or spraying your favorite fragrance in the room, like getting your hair done, like whatever it is. Because when those tough times come, you can even stare at a flower and, like, let's say it's a dandelion, like a lot of stuff going on, you can be like, oh my god, a dandelion is so pretty, like I'm gonna blow it, and like I was a kid,
Right.
blow. So like that's why I make sure, like, I talk about the normal every single day routine. Make it something eventful for you and special for you, because
Mhm.
when you're like, oh, okay, I'm gonna talk about that. So one day, okay, so we was talking about work, right? And you was talking about corporate America. Me, I always place myself in entertainment, like with family, Disney World, Universal, schools. Like that's my thing. Like I
Mhm.
cannot do a job. I can't. You can tell, boy, I will not do a good job at those places, right? So, and I like to be in like luxury areas. Like that's where
Mhm.
I was. And this neighborhood on the, let's say it's a school with this like big old nice neighborhood, and they got like a golf field in their homes. So I would go to the golf fields and look at like the people just playing golf on a regular Monday. So I met this one guy, some rich white guy, and his
Mhm.
friend. Asked him, I was like, "Is it true that when you're happy it make you rich?" He was like, "Yeah, it is true." So I was like, "If my grandma was sick, I said, if your grandma was sick, a conversation went like that. So if your grandma was sick and she died or whatever, like how do you never? I always ask about death, man. What's up? I'm a Scorpio, but he was like, people die. Like I love my girl. Like he was like really like, yeah, people. It's a process. Like, but I'm still gonna be happy, and I'm sure he was talking about his memories and stuff like that. But he still have stuff that he need to do. He keeps that positive mindset,
Mhm.
and then like it was he just gave me so much wisdom, and his friends, and they was just like laughing and happy, like they was just having a good old time. He's like, it's a part of life, it's a part of life. Still be happy. So I was just like, dang, I'm gonna take that with me. I'm gonna take that wisdom that he just gave to me with me. And it shows you, like, even through chaos, it's it's still beautiful. It's still beautiful if you allow yourself to see it. And of course you're gonna feel, those pains, those that pain, but you signed up. We signed up for this. Why? I don't know. I'm still asking myself, why would I do that? If I do this, be like this. But so it still shows you, like, yes, it's still beauty in it if you allow yourself to get to know you and
Right.
navigate. When, oh, I like this one. So you know how you're playing a video game, right? And it's you're playing you, and you know
Mm-hmm.
the process of, if somebody tells you to do this, you mad. So that means, oh, you got authority problems. So you need to look at why you have authority issues. Your grandma just told you to wash the dishes, so why are you snapping back?
Mm-hmm.
That used to be me, y'all. That used to be me when I was a kid. But like, what? But anyways, you got authority issues. Check that out. So as you start to develop and know you get to see your triggers, and then when those triggers are responding to you through those people that's playing that role, oh,
Right.
or just playing a role in your life, NPCs, characters in your life, to help you identify these triggers so that you can show up as your best self during these chaotic, that appears to look like it's chaotic
Right.
moments in your life.
Right.
So what you got to say to that?
So, what do I have to say to that? Oh,
Mm-hmm. Oh, what would you like to add on to that?
so what I want to say is that um, we came out of harmony into chaos.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole process of life is getting back to that harmony and balance, because when we are kind of indoctrinated in this life to think from the bottom up, to think negatively about most things or everything. But we weren't born out of chaos.
Mm-hmm.
We were born out of harmony. And we kind of came into chaos. And life is a process of understanding. At least that's my perspective. Life is a process of remembering that and bringing ourselves back to harmony so that we can thrive despite our environment and all of that stuff that might be going on with politics in our lives, in whatever is going on. That's the whole point of this thing, to be and to regain your authenticity and your sovereignty, um, without abusing your power.
Mm-hmm. What came up when you were saying that was the movie Hercules, and you were speaking about how we was not born from chaos, we were born from harmony. And it was like the part that popped up, that it was like the part, I don't know if you've seen the movie Hercules. It's a Disney movie, y'all. And it's the part where the girl, she goes into, like, she dies and her soul is inside like this warp hole, whatever, and Hercules have to go in and save her. But then I saw another part in my head where it was Hercules in heaven and he came down to earth as a
Mm-hmm.
to be a human. So I don't know why that popped up in my head. Okay, y'all, I don't know why, but I feel like it resonated. It resonated with what she was saying.
Yeah, that I don't remember if ever saw that movie, but that kind of resonates with what I'm saying. Yes, it makes sense with what I'm saying. Um, because even when I did a holistic health coach um training, 1 year training with an organization, an institute. Um, and the thing one of the things that they teach is everything is that we are programmed to see everything as from a negative perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Or wait, what was I don't want to say the wrong thing because that was a while ago. But basically the understanding that we have this it's natural to have this negative mindset, which is not true. We weren't born in sin, so I'm kind of going off.
No, I understand what you're saying, because if you think about every single, like, if you think about everybody, right? If you think about society, and everybody's reprogramming their minds to think abundant, so it's still, I understand what you're saying because it validates it. If we was already thinking abundantly, we wouldn't have videos and topics of saying, "Oh, be positive, be abundant," or "You got to heal from trauma, you got to change your perspective." No, it's because when you're born, you're learning good or bad. Timothy, you're bad. Sarah, you're good. Don't do that. Do this. If you disrespect mommy, you're bad. If you disrespect your elders, you're bad. Sometimes the elders got to get it too, because they be bad too. They be touching. Okay, let's stop. They be doing things too. But then if you look at the cult, there is no good in that. It's harmony, like you said. There's no good in that. It's just that what scale or which degrees are you at? Are you at this certain degree? Are you at the angle of an angel? The angles, like, what scale are you vibrating at? What frequency are you vibrating at? Like, one can't be exist without the other. The yin and the yang. And I feel like, because what I'm subscribed to, like what I choose to vibrate on, I feel like people are waking up to that aspect. And that's why I think it's so cool that you wrote a book on it, that you're talking about it, because a lot of people, I think in your generation, right? I don't see nobody talking about that in your generation. I don't see nobody talking about this. And you're from your generation at all. Like, besides, no, it's not a lot of
That might be
not a,
true.
you probably can
I guess they're starting to, but yeah, you're
you
right.
probably talk like 20 people, and then, like, what, the rest of them probably like hidden away, or they have like trauma to where they're not speaking about it. They're holding on to their trauma. They're gonna take it to the grave. That's just what I feel like. So when the fact that you're speaking about your story, where you came from, where you experienced, and teaching a load of people, a lot die. You even, like, you guys. So I had a numerology class. I mean, had a numerology consultations with Miss Gillian here, and it helped me a lot. I was like, God dang, boy, this is some good tea. Like, like I already like studied I already studied code and all this other stuff, but to have somebody else just expand on it helps you more. It helps you through
Yeah, it does.
chaos. This is why. Oh, I want to show you. Let me show you. I gotta show you. All right. Y'all don't laugh at this when I show y'all this, okay? All right. So after our conversation, right after our meeting, so she told me about my personal month and my personal year. So I got a calendar. These are like my affirmations and wish list, right? But
Uh-huh.
I got a calendar. Let me take this off real quick. And I put, my millionaire April, and then I put like my 5 personal month, and then I put, you told me my personal days, so I wrote them all out. I wrote them all out and aligned like my whole schedule around what you was telling me and teaching me. So I was just like, oh my God, it works. And everything literally started to flow. Like,
Wow.
today's the 17th. Today's my 4-day. And I feel like this is me fortifying my foundation. This is me doing like 4 work right now. Like, trust me, today I was on that. But yeah, so I did it with my whole month, what I'm like aligning with, and then, you know, it helped me. Like what situations
Yeah,
kids and all that.
it's really. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
That's okay.
Sorry.
So like situations with the kids or whatever, I look at my personal day, I'm like, oh, okay, well, this is going on. So this is how I should maneuver. Like, it really helps. And I know I'm going my 5 personal months. I know it's a lot of changes, and it is a lot of changes going on, but it
Mhm.
don't bother me as much because you provide me with that information. Now I have that information. Now I'm able to navigate and move throughout my life, my reality in a high positive vibration, and I'm able to show up in my business helping other people. I'm just like, hey y'all, you still gotta be positive no matter what. What you sad for? Well, you can be sad, but let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Use that sadness as your chaotic power to boost up. You know, you can
Yeah.
use that chaotic stuff, that energy of that chaotic energy, and thrive with that chaotic energy. It's like Super Saiyan, or I don't know if you know what a Super Saiyan is. Go Dragon Ball Z.
Mhm.
Um, um, you're a superhero, like you're Storm. You know, like you're
Oh, okay,
yeah,
okay, okay, okay.
yes, you're using
Okay.
it as your power because I feel like you're using it as your superpower. I just seen veins in my head. Y'all sending me symbols right now. I just seen lightning and veins. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's cool. That's like a reminder, y'all. That's what I'm saying. Oh, that's cool. So I heard lightning in the sky, right? That's reminding you who you are. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for sending me that. But reminding us who we are. Like we're God's superior. But anything you'd like to add on that?
Yeah, I was thinking something and it kind of slipped. Um, but yeah, the doing the what I found from doing the numerology readings
Mm-hmm.
is that it is so helpful. It's like a light bulb goes off in
Mm-hmm.
people when they realize that their life went a certain way, not randomly, and that basically nothing in their life is random, and that they're going through certain things or have gone through certain things because to get them to elevate and the validation that what they've been thinking about doing or saying
Mm-hmm.
or being is exactly what it should be. Weights lift off their chest, people cry.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, it's very freeing.
It really is. It really is. That's why you guys need to book your one-on-one consultations with Miss Julian right here and get the thriving in chaos book, you guys. If you want to learn the blueprint of your life and take control, not take control, but be able to move through life with ease and move with your spirit, your soul, your divine
Mhm.
guidance, all the angels and the ancestors and all the stuff that we're talking about. We're just talking about you. We're just talking about you. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. We're just talking about you. Learning how to navigate and take control of your life and not
Yeah,
allow outside sources to influence you to do stuff that you don't want to do.
right. Take back your sovereignty.
Yes. So I'm gonna leave it with this right here. This we can still grow. We can still grow and expand on this conversation. But I'm ready to eat, y'all. I'm not gonna. I'm about my food back at like 40.
Yeah, I know that food is sitting on the desk in front of you, so
And
you're
I
like,
have to ask if they gave me the right one because I said veggie lo mein, not I see me. So I gotta hey. Somebody ate my lo mein. So I want to thank you so much, Miss Julian, for coming on, you guys. Make sure you go follow her. Y'all resonated, y'all lighting up, or you just simply like to know who you are or your path, or get unstuck in life and be aligned and create that soul business and soul life that is in alignment with you. Please reach out to Miss Julian. Miss Julian, let me know how can they reach out to you and get in contact.
so my IG handle is D_wholesome_life_coach.
Mm-hmm.
And my link in bio has all of the links to the book and to the work that I do, the coaching that I do. And my website is beboundlessllc.com. So BEBOUNDLESS LLC.com, because ultimately we want to be boundless. We want to be unbounded by, you know, limiting beliefs, thoughts, all of that stuff that keeps us stuck in a rut.
Mm-hmm. I have one more thing to take away. I want to ask. This is how we're going to end it, right? So, what's one thing you want our listeners and viewers to take away from this whole experience we gave them?
I guess I just said it. Yeah, be boundless. Whenever something is showing up in your life that is triggering you or taking you outside of yourself, it's because it's information that you need to process in order to release something that's binding you,
Mm-hmm.
to keeping you from becoming your full self. So follow Shani's advice, meditate, tap into your spirit team, get your numerology readings, get your coaching, and so that you can begin this process of, and ultimately, and by, even if you don't do all of that, which you should do, you can still by Thriving Through Chaos and read the book, because it really takes you on that journey of understanding why we are stuck in a rut, why we get to a point where we're like, this is not it, there has to be more to life, and how you can begin the work of releasing that process.
Learn how to thrive in chaos, y'all. It saved y'all so much time. It would save you so much time than being like 90 years old. Like, dang, I wish I would have gotten the book then. Yeah, get it now while you can, while you able to. All right, you guys.
Yeah.
Say good night.
Thank you,
Thank
Shuni.
you, Miss Gillian. You guys have a great day, and I'll see y'all tomorrow, bright and early.
Enjoy your
Thank
dinner.
you.
Bye.
Bye. How do you do this? I want to say thank you guys for tuning in to tonight's amazing, interesting, Thriving in Chaos live, right? So now you guys know that you're able to thrive in chaos. All you have to do is put yourself first, shift your mindset, and know that you are the creator of whatever reality that you're going through. And that you're able to start your business and whatever it is, start that hobby, start your business, start social media, be a DJ, singer, dancer, artist. You're able to do all these things. You're not limited to just nothing or one thing. It's boundless possibilities that you can achieve, do, be, and have in your life. All you have to do is know your power. Miss Julian, she started off with something that happened traumatic in her life where she wasn't able to use her voice, had a powerful job being a lawyer and so many things. And now she is a worldwide known book artist, Arthur, I said artist, Arthur, and she's also teaching holistic health, numerology. She goes deep down. I personally had the experience of having one of her sessions, and it also told me this is why I wanted to get her on. Use your experience to help others. The more you help others, right, the more you attract the abundance and desires you would like in this world. So keep showing up for yourself. Know that you're doing a good job. And if you would like to go deeper on any soul aligned business or even social media. All you have to do is click the link in my bio, you guys, and book a free discovery call with me, and I can get you whatever help, advice, wisdom you need. I want to say thank you so much again for tuning in, and I'll see y'all bright and early with Insahyt Social Skills Rising Talks with Shuni tomorrow. So peace. Sleep tight, y'all.